Do you want to analyze information from one or many sources? Do you want to transform your results into amazing charts and easy-to-do visualizations? Power BI is one of the strongest tools of business intelligence in the market, but it is also one of the cheapest ones, and anyone can develop his visualizations for free right now. For this and many reasons more, the Power BI tools are perfect for you. Imagine you can structure your information very quickly, making calculations easily, and creating and publishing amazing charts just in minutes. All this and much more is possible thanks to this tool. This course will lead you throughout the process to produce and introduce your first reports so that you can publish them in the cloud. In the end of this course, you will have the skills of creating visualizations using your own information, whether adding value or knowledge to your company, as well as the skill of sharing and cooperating in dashboards, sharing this through websites or smartphones. Why should you learn this course? Do you want to become an expert managing Power BI and take a step forward in your productivity and information analysis? Anyone can start analyzing reports with interactive visualizations. If you are the owner of a company, a business, or are the manager of a department, or you are just interested in analyzing and tracking your activities and goals, then this course is for you. Many users know the standard Excel, but the Power BI tools will give you access to an inconceivable world, rarely seen, since you won't use only Excel files, but you will also use different types of files or data sources. You will learn to create Power BI reports and interactive control panels for success and its business introduction. Use analysis techniques of information so that you can make the better decisions based on the data. Upload to the platform any type of data source as card files, database connections, Access, SQL, web sources, XML, PDFs, Facebook files, SAP, HANA, among others, and very easily. No prior knowledge is required. You will add a very important skill for your professional profile and highly demanded in the current and future market. Who can attend this course? Anyone that is interested in learning decisions making based on internal or external information. Individuals interested in performing vivid presentations through dynamic reports to achieve the engagement from all business stakeholders. All Excel users that would like to work with reports in the most ideal and efficient way. Anyone interested in learning an important discipline that will help him or her in the personal and professional environment. People that need to learn Power BI for personal use at work or business. Business intelligence students that want to understand how to create charts and reports. Do you want to outstand in your work, or are you searching for new job opportunities? Power BI is the most used BI software for those who use Excel already and need to analyze huge amounts of database, connect them, and get results in real time. The requirements of this course. There is no previous knowledge required, but high attitude to obtain the maximum benefit of the information. PC Windows user. Download Power BI from the store for free. Basic knowledge of Excel, advisable but not necessary. Having access to a computer or laptop with internet connection. An email account from work or school that will be required during some sections of this course. No prior knowledge on data analysis is required. The Power BI tool will be completely free. My name is Jorge Luis Herrera, and I am engineer, and I will be your instructor for this series of Power BI videos, from the basics up to the most advanced levels. Let's start downloading the software. Then open Google and just type powerbi.com. And now you will enter to this first option, sign in. And just download from Power BI. What you're going to do is this. If you enter to this website, please click on this Power BI tool. And here we'll go directly to products. And here we're going to select this first option, Power BI desktop. And here we have this action. Don't click on download free, just the other one. See download or language applications to choose the language that you want to download. And here you just choose the language. For our example, we use English and then download. So what we need to do is to download one of these options. If your computer has 64 bits, choose the second one. If the computer is 32 bits, it's the third one. How to see that? Go to your computer, then open your desktop, or maybe here on this device, and right button, and here open properties. And here it says that your computer has 64 bits. Another way to enter is maybe if you don't have the computer here, maybe just go to any folder, and here when it says this device, and here where you see Unit C and Unit D, right button of your mouse and click on properties. And now also you have your operation system. It says here 64. If it's your case 32, you already know what to do. But it's very important to verify on your computer which system do you have. As you may see, here we have the Windows 10. You can't download this in a Mac. It should be in a laptop or a desktop, but with Windows 10. Well, having said this, let's get back here. And from my case, I'm going to download this option. So I click on Next. And it's leading me to uploading this file, Documents. And now I save. So downloading is starting. Once the download finishes, just do double click on the icon or right button of your mouse and install as or execute as administrator. Ready? So I close this and get back here, because I'm going to review the downloads. And now, as you may see, this is the yellow icon. The weight is 350 megas. With the right button, I open or just do double click. Now you come. Here is the language again. You can choose the language of your preference if maybe you're working with a different language. I'm going to leave it in English. And now let's continue. Sometimes this procedure takes a little longer. Meanwhile, the system is reviewing and analyzing the capacity of your computer. So the installation is really easy. There is not much complication. It doesn't take too much time. Well, after reviewing all the capacity of your hard disk, now let's continue. Clicking on Next. Do you accept? Please accept the terms and conditions of license agreement. Click on Next. And here it says, where do you want to install the Power BI, just please select this option by default, or maybe you could change it in the next in another folder. Then click on next, and then create an icon on the desktop, yes, and install. And now installation is beginning. As you may see, it will take at least, well, depending on the speed of your RAM and your internet connection. So please be patient for the downloading. If you have an older version previously installed, what it is going to do is installing the new one, replacing it. So now you may see my icon disappear here to the left, because the Power BI is removed the older version and now the new one is newly started. Every month you need to install the Power BI, because every month brings up new versions. So you need to download and install it as we are doing it right now. And it's good to download the updates every month and reinstalling it as you have seen now, so that you can have the version really updated. So the download must be always every month. So now the icon is appearing here where it says Power BI. I'm clicking on it, and there is a little few remaining to end the installation. Okay, so it's completed. Now let's click on finish and accept the preview. Okay, so now installation has ended. How do I start running the program? Just double click on the icon, or maybe down with the toolbar here. So just open the program. The first time when you are running Power BI, it's going to take a little longer, but it also will depend on your internet connection and the speed run you have on your computer. So for the first time, you're going to see this window. You just click on this X and close it. So you have installed completely the program. So if you would like to know which is the data of this installation date, you open to help and it says click on about. This is the version that you have installed. Now it comes from May 2021. Maybe you need to verify your installation. If there is too much time, maybe it's good to update it. So now with this, we have created the downloading and the creation of the Power BI. So what we are going to do is right now go to Google, and here we're going to type this, powerbi.com. Then open again, sign in, and here is where we are going to create a new account. And here where it says try free. So from here, we are requested to give it a number, but you can't indicate a free mail as Gmail, for instance, and I click on next. But you will see that it is impossible to create with a free email. It should be a corporate mail. So the corporate mail must be created previously. So I'm going to type something like this. Let's suppose that I have a corporate email address like this. Like this. So this is a business email address. Okay, then click on yes. It's asking me if I have the rights to create this topic. Yes. I have already this account. This account already exists, and now I start filling in all your personal information. Your full name, your country of residence, your email address, your phone number or your cell phone number, and here you enter your password or your keyword. You don't need to create or give your email password. But also it's asking me to include these symbols in the password. Something like this. So I'll just type some of them to create the password. So let's continue. Click accept the changes and get back and continue with next. I'm not going to do that because I have already corporate account created, but after that it's going to ask you a code and you will receive it through your corporate mail. Then open the email and paste here the code, and that's all. So after creating your account, now you have enabled the account. Now you can enter to Power BI in the cloud. So just stay here at the first page, initial page, you go up to sign in, and here you're going to type your corporate email address. For the first time when you are doing this, it's asking you the password, but in my case I have already installed it and no need to enter the password again. So here it is, my password, and this is the account where we are going to work. So let's start the session. Do you want to keep the session open? No, in my case, because I work with many accounts. And that's all. If for some reason you can enter, as in my case, maybe in your case you go through directly, you just open here and sign in, and here open to Power BI service. So with this, you're entering to your account. So it's within you. And now this is the account where we are going to work and we are going to create. And here in this icon, and that is below home, because you can open the menu. So we will see this throughout the course. But it's important to create an account. So let's connect this account with the Power BI on the desk. Remember that this is the Power BI on the cloud that you have created, and as you see, it's completely free. Okay, so now let's open the Power BI services when we were working, and now you see it didn't start the session. Here to the right. So if you please enter to sign in, then enter your email. My corporate email is this. Click on continue, and then it's going to ask you a password, and then you will connect your Power BI text with the Power BI service. And then it's asking me the password again. And then start. When you will open next sessions of Power BI, you will enter directly to the session. Why? And how do I know that? Because your name will be showing up here in this corner. So this means I'm already connected with the account that is already open here in the cloud. So let's continue with the next topic. So now let's open the first file that we have in our folder of these videos that we are giving you. Let's open the introduction to our dashboard creation. It's an Excel file to explain you in more detail what is a dashboard. So this is all Excel. For those who attended the course of Advanced Level of Excel or Intermediate Excel, you will know the dashboard topic. Here there's a lot of information of Excel. For instance, something about charts, dynamic tables, pivot tables, conditional formatting, how to make connections, how to do the slicers, all these ones that I'm selecting right now, to know about the shapes, illustrations, and reference cells, all the elements that are inserted here, like this as word art. There are many topics to learn until arrive to this point of creating dashboard in Excel. But this is all fitted by a dashboard. Now I will explain you what is the difference of this with Power BI, how to create reports Power BI and to upload it on the cloud. So in order to have this information interacts with what I'm going to show you, if for instance, if I click on this part of the year, everything will change because I'm showing you the information of that year. If I click on January of that year, also the information is going to change immediately. So for instance, if I click on California state, everything will change according to the state. So for instance, this is saying me that on January 2019 in California, these were the most sold products. So here are the products to the right. And also the total sales and the quantity sold is changing. Also the charts and the illustration is changing. So to show you back again, just click on here where it says California, click with Control key to get back, and also Control to in January also to show you again everything, and Control in 2019 to show you everything. So it enables to remove the filters. And now we have all this information here, and also the of the total sales and the quantity sold as a total. All this dashboard is fed through this information found here at the bottom here in sales chart. And this is information of sales from the seller column until the column of days dates, as you see now. So if we see the information downwards, we have more than 6,974 rows. And also we have another data that is about states. This table feeds the sales table in order to have the list of states column when I'm using the VLOOKUP. But this table is fed by this, it's feeding this information. And also where it says here pivot tables, I included the pivot tables that I am working with. All of them, all were created in one sheet only. The value, seller, products, customers, the top 5 products, the states, the categories, and months. All this information that are pivot tables are feeding the dashboard, and this is the dashboard itself. It is receiving the information. So in this way, this is how I created the dashboard. But to create this dashboard, as I said at the beginning, we need to know need to have a deeper knowledge of Excel, knowing how to manage pivot table, how to convert this into tables, the VLOOKUP function to search from one table to another. Also, we need to have dynamic charts or pivot charts, conditional formatting, these ones that I'm highlighting right now. Also, how to insert elements from word art, for instance. This is just illustration, and this is also word art. Here, these are slicers, all these ones that you have here, and also how to make connections, because all of this is moving according to the connections made before. So all this and much more can be made in Power BI very quickly, very simple, and more interactive, and more dynamic way in a very making decision process. So now let's get out from this dashboard, from this control panel that is also known with that name from Excel. And now let's move to Power BI. So let's click here on the icon. And here I'm going to explain you what is the work environment for Power BI. This is not much complicated and difficult working with this environment, as long as we go far through these videos that we are teaching you for Power BI from scratch up to most advanced level. So you're going to understand all this level, but just let's make a whole tour. So here at the top we have the different options that are Home, Insert, Modeling, View, and Help. All this is called ribbon options. Each one is introducing us different menus. We can pick them up just clicking on this little icon that we have here, this arrow. And when you do that, this reduces the size. And now click again here, and you see that it is bigger again. So the menu that we have here is File. If you click on File, then here we have all these menus: how to save as, or how to import or export, and many more options that we have here. So we close with this arrow to the left and then get back to Power BI. To your left, you're going to find these three icons. The first one, that is like a columns bar, or this is report. The second one is the data, just to show you the data. And the third one is model, how to model the information. These three icons are very important for Power BI, and I will explain you little by little, one by one. Here at the bottom, we have something that it says page 1. We can insert page 2, page 3, and so on. Each of these pages is a report. A report that you are going to introduce in each of them, then you can connect it with other pages. So to delete, right button of your mouse, then delete the page. Do you want to confirm? Yes. Again, same procedure. So the last one, we can not delete it, but we can duplicate it or rename. In the center of this canvas, here in the middle, you're going first at the beginning, you will have these 4 icons. Each of these is importing information from Excel, from SQL, and this is to copy and paste information. And the last one is to work with examples of a Power BI. Remember that we are here in this canvas right now because we are using the first icon that it says report. If we move to the second icon, that is the data. Here you will see all the layout changes. There's nothing here because I haven't imported any document yet. And the third option, that is model, there's nothing yet because I haven't imported any table, any information at all to work with. So let's get back to report and then we'll get the canvas. So I have already introduced you these three icons. To your right, you will find three columns. The first one that it says here visualizations, and you have many icons that are very similar to Excel, but they are different and have much more options. And if there's someone missing that you may need, you can go to these points and get more visualizations. We'll see that later. Here down you have two areas. Here this one is called fields, where we have here right now with this icon of two bars. These are the fields. If we move to the other one that has looks like a painter roller, it's the format, where you're going to apply all these formats for the sheet or any element that you're going to highlight on the upper part of these icons. Now get back to fields. I have closed the area of fields because I haven't imported any document yet. This is empty completely. Close it again. And also I closed the filters because I haven't imported any document yet. So I can filter nothing without any information. Then I will close. So as long as we are moving forward, these three columns will be used. Then after this, I see that I don't have any information. Then where are we going to import the information? The information that we are going to pull out it comes from the file number 2, where it says Introduction to Power BI, and we're going to work with a database that is called Sales. This is the database which we'll be working with. Same that I introduced you previously, but here is only the database. We're going to work on the states. We already have them. You can see them in G column. There's no need to add another table. So let's review the information. Control Home to go to the first. Control plus End key. End key is above the page up and page down keys. And then automatically I go to the end of my registries. Here I'm working with more than 6,000 rows. Then Control Home again, and now I go to the beginning. Or Control page up or Control page down. You can go through the document like with this combination of keys. Here we have some sellers, customers, sales, the quantity sold, the product that was sold, the state where these products were sold, and this is the code, and this is the name of a state. Here we are working with United States, and now we're also working with this category. So this means that these products are within these categories. And also the order, where the date when this order was placed. So this is the data we were working with. And then I minimize it, then go to Power BI. I'm going to pull out the information. Power BI works with huge information, with also many data sources, not only with Excel, but you may see that they place Excel as first, because since it's Microsoft and usually files are working on the companies are Excel. Then it comes SQL. SQL is one of the most important files, which huge companies or medium-sized companies work with too much information. But first of all, it comes Excel, and then comes after SQL. So these are the bigger files that the Power BI work with. But not only with these two, it also works with another ones. Here on the home ribbon, here it says there is a ribbon that says get data. And here you may see that you can import information from many other files. TXT, SQL servers, web files to work with web straight. We will cover that too. And many more options. If here you can't find what you're looking for, then you can click here on more, and then you will notice that there is a window that says here you have more data, and here you have XML, USAON, and other folders too, PDF files, SharePoint, Access files, and many much more sources that you can work also. You can also work with SAP HANA, and also with Azure, and many more sources. So there are more than 60 sources of entries where you can file your files. You can work your files. If there's no the file that you're working with, maybe in the company you're working with, they have created a system, a group of engineers or technicians, maybe they developed a system, so you need to find a file called OLEDB. With this type of file extensions, you can import that kind of files, not really common. The other type is this one. So these are two data sources that you can import unknown files that they're not pretty available on the market. Then let's close this, and now getting back to Excel that is located here at the bottom in the canvas. You can import Excel files from here, or maybe you can do it again from home. Maybe you have it here in Excel or from Get Data. This is always on the first place. As I said again, Power BI grants very important to Excel files. So the file that I'm working with is from Excel, so I can choose any of these entries to get access to my Excel file. And then here it is the file. For our example, I have it in my D disk, my D drive. And here it is in number 2. Just select number 2 and then we open it. So Power BI will connect with this information. First is reading it internally, so you just have to wait a little while according to the size of the information. And when it's already connected with the information, it says that it found only one sheet only, and yes, it's true. And the name of the sheet is sales. So let's get back to Power BI again. Then I select this file, and now it gives me a preview where you can see all the information if that's what you're going to import. So if it's okay, just select this box, check this box, and when you check, then the load button is on, and just click here. If you don't select it, it won't activate the load option. So you need to select first or check the box. Okay, so with this I am importing the information. And now let's wait, because they are making connections between the original source and Power BI. it's making the relation with the two programs. And when it will finish, the load will warn me. Remember that yellow bar will always appear, because when it finishes, it will disappear. Well, information is loaded. How do I confirm that? First, because the canvas it has changed. The main icons have disappeared. The 4 icons are not anymore. And secondly, it's because to the right here, the option fields is appearing now. And here we have the sales sheet with many options. If we go to the data, here to the left, the second option, here you can see that we have all the fields here included. You see? If I get back to Excel, remember, and here in Power BI I have the same information. The difference here is that you can't make any work here cell by cell as in Excel, because you are not in Excel anymore. You are in Power BI, and now you can see it as a reading only. If you want to make some change, then you need to go to the original source, that is Excel. So here you can work any type of changes and then get back to Power BI, and here at home, here you can press this button of refresh. Okay, here down is also is stating that the table is uploaded, and also is mentioning the number of rows, columns, all the information. So if we go to the third icon here, then you will see your table like this. This is the Power Pivot. Then just expand a little more, and I can drag it from the title. So here to the right, I'm going to close properties right now. I don't need it right now. And then I have more room left to work. So I get back to data, and here's information. And the report icon, it's ready to start working. Here in data, in the second option, we have some good practices. So let's start with the good practices. When you will find a column with dates, this one for instance, the date order, just highlight it, and when you highlight it, here at the top, go to column tools, and then you're going to change the format. The format originally is always imported with a long extended format. So let's change it from here, and we just apply a brief format. There it is, brief format. It's a good practice. Then you will notice why it's important to do this. Then comes the currency thing, and also the amounts. Here in quantities, for instance, you need to apply a format. By default, remember that we have here in column tools, by default we have this comma. This comma separates the thousands. It's just the same as we have in Excel that us apply this formatting. Okay, just highlight it and press this comma. That comma is for thousands. Obviously, if there are only 3 figures, there will be no comma, but we will apply it only to the biggest figures. And in case of sales, we highlight the whole column and get back to currency. If we scroll down this currency icon, here we can find all currencies from all over the world. And here we're going to use the dollar symbol. Okay, so these are the good practices that we have to start applying in a table. or in a data that you have imported. So far, for our first example, we're working with one table only, as you may see now. This will be very good. So let's get back to report. We have already finished with these good practices. And now what we're going to explain is this. Here to the right, you see when I opening and closing sales. So just keep it open. You see all the fields that are numeric has this little icon that has an auto sum. It's like an inverted E. This is numbers and this is numbers too. The date fields will always show you a little icon of a calendar. You can expand it more, and then here you have a hierarchy. This is composed by year, quarter, month, and day. And then we will study in more detail this area. So just close it and close it here. So dates format or dates field will always have a calendar icon. All the text fields as category, city, the customer, product, the seller, the state, and the state codes will always be shown without any icon at all. So this means these are text field. If we go back to search, you will see that these are the text fields. So they don't have any icon here. But the number fields as quantity, and here is sales. And the sales has and the dates has a little icon of a calendar. Okay, let's get back to our report. And here we're going to analyze the information that we have. We have information right now in Excel this way, with this layout. This is not an easy way to analyze information unless you're going to apply filters, subtotals, pivot tables, and charts. But this will demands a lot of effort to perform all that. With Power BI will be quite easy and fast. Seeing the information in this way, with this layout, won't enrich us how to analyze it. But if we're going to transform the information in form of charts and analysis, it will give us a better perspective of the business. So it will allow us to take a better decision. Another thing that we should keep in mind in Power BI is the origin, the source of the data. When we are connecting the information and we are selecting a route, which we were searching the route and connecting the information with Power BI. Right now, for instance, the information is already connected to Power BI. Is from this Excel, that is the second one, intro to Power BI. Here, as you can see here, sales, there is the sales. So if in case this information is deleted, Power BI won't recognize it. Right now it's recognized, but if I click here in the part in the top where it says refresh, then Power BI is just recollecting to the source of the information when the information was imported. Here in the canvas, you will see how this information is updated immediately. This means if I enter new information, correct some information, or delete some information or rows, immediately Power BI will do the same, doing double click on this refresh option. But what happened, because maybe this file changed the name, changed the place of saving, something happened maybe in the original source. If that happens, then you need to go to home and then press transform data, click here, and you will find this, something that it says data source settings. And then get back here, and here you're going to check this change source. click on this option, and here you will see another window that it says the root that where it is searching for the original file. And here in the end it says to enter Power BI sales XLS. If this file was moved, maybe you won't find it. Then you will need to browse and then searching for the original file, that is this one in this case, and just add it if it just moved from this place. Okay, and we update the information like this, because otherwise it won't be connected, just only when the location of the file changed. For instance, we have it here, but if I would like to change the name of this file, as just an example, but first I need to close it because I don't need to keep it open, and also this one I need to close all of them. And then I'm going to change the name, and now I'm going to type here just a number, for instance 2. Okay, so the name has changed, and maybe also you moved to another folder, and that's why Power BI can't recognize it. If I get back to Power BI and press refresh, it says that it won't find the source, the root. It's not available anymore, the file, or it was deleted or changed from location, or the name was changed. How do I retrieve that file? I get back to transfer data settings, data source settings, and now also I check this option. And here in the window, I go to browse, and here I'm looking for again. So here is the file, and now it has the name 62 in the end. Okay, we close. So now we can click on this option that it says apply changes, or again pressing refresh, and both of them are just the same. And then automatically it will recognize it. You don't have any error warning. It is recognizing the file you are working with. Another thing that we should keep in mind is, but first just get back and rename again as it was originally named, the number 2. And then I'm going to connect it again. I'm repeating it many times so that you will remember your example exactly as you should do it. Okay, and here I applied some changes. So as I was telling you, another one important thing is when you are working with a file, especially Excel file, and if you have already connected information with this amount of columns that you have here, you shouldn't change the headings. The headings shouldn't change at all. Let's suppose that maybe you are going to change this heading, Product 2021. Then I save the information, and if you do this, see what will happen with Power BI. If I press refresh, and here there will be a message that I can't find the column products because we have already changed it. We can correct that, yes, but you will need to do it from Power Query. But it's more advisable that you shouldn't change any names of the headings, because you must be sure which name do you give to each column. But you can either delete the column, because Power BI will let you know that you found this column. So it will give you an error. So you can correct this, but maybe later with Power Query. But right now, it's quite important that the data has the data. You can add more columns. Maybe from for the bottom. And you can also delete information, correct information here, but changing the name of the headings, that is something impossible. These are two things that you need to understand when you're working with Power BI. So just get back here. I changed the name already. If I get back and then when it's fresh, you see I don't have any more of that warning. Okay, so for the next video, what we're going to do is the charts. We're going to analyze information according to sales in a graphic information.